It wasn't just a question of if he would flee, it's a question of when.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation confirmed Saturday former Stanville attorney Eric C. Kahn is considered to be on the run as a fugitive from justice. The U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Kentucky issued an arrest warrant after Kahn reportedly removed his monitoring device.
2 years ago, or a year before Kahn even got indicted, we were in the Floyd courthouse asking the judge to seize his assets. And basically what we were saying, he's a flight risk. We introduced evidence he was talking about going to Cuba, and he kept large sums of cash.
At this time, Kahn's whereabouts are unknown. Kahn was scheduled to testify this week against Pikeville psychologist Alfred Bradley Atkins, who is accused of rubber stamping mental evaluations without reviewing them. Kahn disappeared just 2 days before the trial began.
I found it inexplicable or hard to understand how he'd be out on bond. I mean, I do a lot of criminal defense work, and if you do criminal defense work in federal court, most clients are in jail when they're charged with serious charges. And I found it astonishing that he was a flight risk, and I think his disappearance was just a totally predictable event.
A hearing has been scheduled for June 30th for the damages 1,500 of Kahn's former clients are facing.
It's likely we will never be able to recover any money personally from him, assuming he's ever found.
Kahn allegedly has $1.5 million in malpractice liability coverage. However, his carrier is apparently denying that coverage. His clients are currently litigating that. If anyone has information on Kahn's whereabouts, contact the FBI at 502-263-6000. Reporting in Prestonsburg, I'm Shelby Still for EKB News. Energy Express is an award-winning summer reading and nutrition program for children living in West Virginia's low-income communities. With the program, more than 3,000 children statewide gain or maintain reading levels during summer months through creative uses of art, drama, and vocabulary. Energy Express provides children with 2 meals each day, helping to ensure students are fed even after the school year comes to an end.
It supports the summer slide that they talk about, where kids go from one school year to another school year with a gap in the middle that's summer.
Energy Express has provided around 50 jobs in Mingo County this summer for cooks, custodians, teachers, and college students. There are 4 site locations throughout the community: Dingus Elementary School, Matewan PK8, Williamson PK8, and the Larry Joe Harless Community Center in Gilbert.
Our volunteer hours in Mingo County are tremendous, and I have to brag this year. We've exceeded all expectations on enrollment. We're at capacity at all of our sites.
Anyone 18 or under is welcome to breakfast and lunch. The learning program is offered to any elementary school student.
This is all non-competitive. Through our recreation, through our reading and writing, we don't want the kids to feel like they're singled out because they're either good or they're bad or anything like that. Everybody's always improving, and that's what we focus on during this program.
For more information, transportation, or to sign someone up for the program, contact the WVU Extension Service or a site location.
We'd just like to thank, everybody working together to benefit our kids.
Mingo County's Energy Express will last until July 20th. In Williamson, Shelby Porter, EKB News. The murder trial for 20-year-old Brandon Lee Fitzpatrick of Louisa finally came to a close today after he was sentenced in Mingo County Circuit Court in Williamson. Fitzpatrick pleaded guilty in December to first-degree murder in the shooting death of former coal company executive Ben Hatfield. Hatfield was shot in the back while cleaning his wife's and in-laws' graves at Mountain View Memory Gardens in Mayer Memorial Day weekend 2016. Fitzpatrick was sentenced to life in prison with a chance of parole after serving 15 years of his sentence. Today in court, Fitzpatrick's attorney, Susan Van Zandt, made a motion for a second trial. That motion was denied.
It's a good day, I hope, for Ben Hatfield's family. I hope and pray that they have some comfort and some closure after today with this horrific event that happened to not just Ben Hatfield, but his entire family. And I think one of the family members put it best: for generations to come, it's going to affect that family.
Judge Micah Thompson told the court Fitzpatrick's crime was offensive to those in Mingo County. No one disagreed with her.
In 17, 18 years of practicing law, it's probably the most shocking location of a crime, that being broad daylight at a cemetery. It's unthinkable. We all go to cemeteries to visit with our departed loved ones, but for these two to commit a horrific act of violence and actually take a man's life at that location is just unthinkable. And it is offensive. It's offensive to me. I have family buried there, and so do so many other people.
Fitzpatrick will receive credit for time served. In Williamson, Shelby Porter, EKB News. The Pikeville Police and Fire Departments are gearing up for the second Cuffs and Hoses 5K in downtown Pikeville. Registration is $25. That includes a finisher medal, t-shirt, and chip timing. Money raised will be used to assist the departments in their community outreach program. The departments have contacted elementary school family resource directors throughout Pike County and will buy needed supplies for each school.
This is one of the things that we do that does benefit the entire county. So we encourage everyone to come out and participate, because we all know children who are less than fortunate that can benefit from this.
Everybody's had a child, and you go to school that first day or the day before to your open house, and you get this list of supplies that each kid has to have. We know that there's people out there that can't afford to buy everything on that list.
Not only are civilians fighting for first place in the race, Pikeville Police and Fire Departments also participate in a friendly competition.
We do finisher medals for several different classes, age groups, as well as there's an in-race competition between police and fire departments for the largest turnout as well as the best times.
The departments are currently looking for sponsors for the event. The deadline is July 31st.
They can find all the sponsorship details on our Facebook page, which is Cuffs and Hoses 5K.
The Cuffs and Hoses 5K will be held Saturday, August 18th at 8 p.m. in the Pikeville City Park. Race applications can be completed on runsignup.com or at the Pikeville Police or Fire Departments. In Pikeville, Shelby Porter, EKB News. West Virginia State Police, along with the United States Marshal Service, conducted Operation Mingo Compliance. Troopers in Mingo County spent 2 days checking and verifying registered sex offenders throughout the county. Within those 2 days, troopers made an attempt to verify 69 of those offenders. 20 offenders were not in compliance. Troopers have issued arrest warrants for those offenders. 3 arrests were made throughout the process.
The offenders who may have moved away from an address that we had registered here and failed to let us know about it, they were arrested. So that's where the 3 arrests come from.
Through the Adam Walsh Child Protection and Safety Act, the U.S. Marshals Service works with the West Virginia State Police to monitor the sex offender registry.
We're able to offer them overtime money, which allows them to use their resources and our resources together to conduct these verifications across the state. They're done randomly.
Sex offenders are required to check in once a year.
Unless they've been deemed a violent offender, they're only required to come in here once a year to register, and that's generally the month of their birth. If something changes, such as their cell phone number, then they're required to come and let us know that.
There are 72 registered sex offenders in Mingo County. In Williamson, Shelby Porter, EKB News. Kentucky State Police is continuing to investigate the death of an unidentified person in the Belfry area of Pike County whose body was found in a shallow grave. And suspects in that death, including one charged with murder, appeared in court earlier today. 31-year-old Jennifer Blankenship of Turkey Creek, Kentucky, and 33-year-old Okie Hinkle of Delbarton, West Virginia, appeared in Pike District Court this morning to answer to charges stemming from the incident. They were arrested Wednesday after KSP received a call from the Mingo County Sheriff's Office requesting assistance locating a subject that had been reported missing to their department. KSP troopers and Mingo County deputies responded to a residence on Turkey Creek Road in Pike County. A search warrant was obtained and investigators located an unidentified person buried in a shallow grave.
Once the actual search procedure began, just a short time later, we were actually able to discover the location of the body.
Blankenship and Hinkle were arrested at the scene for outstanding warrants unrelated to the incident. However, this morning, Blankenship was charged with murder in connection to the incident. Hinkle was charged with tampering with physical evidence, also in connection.
In this case, the charge against Ms. Blankenship was a felony. Automatically, she'll be entered a not guilty plea, and the matter will be set for a preliminary hearing within 10 days.
Blankenship's bond was set for $500,000 cash. She is scheduled to appear back in court Thursday, June 29th at 1 p.m. The body has been sent to Frankfort for an autopsy and positive identification. At this point, it is undetermined how the alleged victim was killed. The incident remains under investigation by Kentucky State Police. In Turkey Creek, Shelby Still, EKB News. Kentucky State Police is currently investigating a shooting of cattle in Pike County. Around 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, approximately 10 cows were shot dead on Ball Fork Mountain. 3 cows are injured and will have to be put down. Several are unaccounted for. Out of those shot, 3 were pregnant.
I left work early to come to check out what was going on. We'll see what information we can find.
Joe Yates and Danny Branham leased the property in ransom from a land company in Kentucky. Together, they own 36 cattle. The two spent thousands of dollars putting up fences for the cows to roam.
We left roads open that we could have closed, but we wanted to make it user-friendly to everybody, but evidently you can't do that up here.
Officials say the road is heavily populated.
There's lots of traffic up here. People come up here, they have bonfires.
2 suspects have been identified and charges are pending. Names have not yet been released.
Whoever done something like this that's gruesome. That's animal cruelty for one thing.
In Pike County, Shelby Still, EKB News.
We love our police officers.
One day after slain Pikeville police officer Scotty Hamilton was laid to rest, students at Pikeville Elementary School are still honoring his memory. Almost every student wore blue today in memory of Officer Hamilton.
We are in the process of having all of our children participate in painting and putting their fingerprints on a bench, and that bench will be presented to the city of Pikeville in honor of Officer Hamilton. And also we are tying ribbons on our fence so we can show the support and our love to this community and the family.
School was called off for 2 days in Pikeville last week due to the high school competing in the boys' Sweet 16 basketball tournament. Pikeville Elementary School Principal Robert Jones said it was still very important for students to honor Officer Hamilton.
We have so many children in our building that are children of Pikeville firefighters, Pikeville policemen, EMTs. And when something like this tragedy happens, it affects us all.
Jones added Officer Hamilton will be sorely missed at the school.
When you see these guys in our building, they're tying kids' shoes. I've seen them help them with their homework or a problem in math. They're patting them on the back, encouraging them. It's a special relationship. I don't know if I could put into words the meaning that it has for our school.
The school is planning to wear blue more throughout the week. In Pikeville, Shelby Porter, EKB News.